Hello there, Vok here with another Berserk video for you. In my top 10 moments, I placed Casca's return at the peak due to the emotionally captivating effect it had upon me, and the payoff for so many years of pain was just incredible. The art was peak, her regaining of sanity, amazing, and it made me cry like a right bitch. In today's video, I want to delve into the quest Shirke and Farnese embarked on to save Casca and bring her back, as it is completely stacked with symbolism and thoroughly beautiful storytelling that I feel is underappreciated within the community. So, I hope you enjoy it, and let's leap into the depths of this Miura masterclass. To start with, Farnese and Shirke enter the depths of Casca's trauma dreamscape, where a wasteland illuminated by a black sun is an obvious inference to the eclipse event, where Casca's brutal treatment left her seemingly broken forever. Whilst the art is stunning throughout, the only gripe I have is with some of the outlines of the characters being slightly too bold for my liking, but other than that, I can't fault any of it. Next appears Guts as he exists in the realm, a wounded black hound protecting a coffin. Guts being a dog is very fitting with his character, as dogs are loyal companions, and Casca feels indebted to him through his protection of her, which is also implied from the shackles that connect him to the coffin. Casca being in a coffin with the band of the Hawk's Crest shows how she feels the collective efforts of everyone in the band died, and it exists as a painful memory for her, as her identity derived from her purpose within the band, a warrior all her life, and losing that purpose shattered her perceived identity. Probably the most evoking imagery within the chapters has to be Casca's self-representation of being a broken doll. It pretty much sums her mental state up perfectly, feeling like a discarded toy that was abused and battered, of course during her sexual assault from Femto, leaving her empty as her mind lost its sanity in order to cope with the pain. It's tragic symbology and really makes us feel sorry for Casca's trauma. The two mages pursue the wasteland, eventually stumbling on a fragment of Casca's memory from the campfire of dreams all those years ago. The fact Farnese and Shirke can feel the emotions Casca experienced at the time serves to build up her previous complexity as a character before becoming a vegetable. The pieces of her shattered identity exist within the memories, and soon enough Shirke realizes to restore her they must venture through her memories, collecting pieces of her past. This quest is like a mission that has always reminded me of a video game type of mission, and specifically the Mind of Madness, which is a Skyrim quest revolving around a Daedric prince named Sheogorath who lives in Pelagus' mind. This is a really niche reference, so if you know it, massive respect. But I digress. We continue going through her most important memories of the band, Griffith and Guts, with beautiful art that shows her own perspective on the events and the battle through her manifestations of trauma. Eventually we arrive at Guts and Casca's intimate scene, and Farnese must finally accept the situation, as she has formed a romantic feeling towards Guts by this point, but can never truly express these feelings due to his love for Casca. Honestly, looking at the Farnese who rode Guts' sword and the one now is such an obvious difference, and I feel like I say how much I love her development, but wow, just perfect. As they get closer to the main event of the dream, we are shown more fragments of Casca's memory, and it is certainly interesting how present Griffith is within them, and goes to show how much she idolized him, simply making the eventual betrayal even more horrific. Next comes one of the more visceral representations of her trauma, and whilst I should take it seriously, this comment calling them the Cock Crusaders absolutely finished me. But anyways, deep-rooted fear of sexual appendages is a realistic consequence from sexual assault, and Miura accurately depicts the looming nature from the cock monsters. And I have to ask, do you reckon he looked up pictures of dicks while sketching to be accurate? Cause like, it's a possibility, right? Anyways, the penis patrol gets dealt with by Shirke's fetishes, and we finally arrive to the cage of the final fragment. But high above, swooping over with a domineering aura, the manifestation of Femto. The Wings of Darkness act as the ruling dictator of this realm, and instantly the gang is attacked by its vicious power. Femto grasps the casket and drags both Casca and Guts up to the sky before being saved by the manifestation of Serpico. But Femto is ruthless, slicing Guts up, who spurts blood and falls down to the spiked brambles. And this is where, easily one of the coolest fucking suit-ups in anything ever occurs, as the wisps of the Berserker flood the scene from Farnese's satchel.
Is there something you wish to say?
Here it comes.
As the iconic armor attaches onto Guts, the transition is sick, turning him from a dog to a dog, a symbol of ferocity that charges at Femto, no longer bound to limitations. The mesmerizing arc continues as Guts clashes with the Apostle imitations, Dragonslayer appearing as his tail, and in a Beyblade fashion begins shredding up suckers with ease. And hey look, it's the Count. After Guts makes a short work of the Apostles, Femto swoops down once more, and Dog Guts decides to whip out a cannon in his mouth, shattering Femto's helmet, revealing his evil piercing eye. As the two clash, Shirkei and Farnese continue battling up to the final fragment, and as the Apostles close in, Shirkei's mistress materializes like a prime Skull Knight Deus Ex Machina, wiping them out easily, whilst giving an emotional reunion with Shirkei, who has also undergone significant development into becoming a more confident and independent person, saving the crew on multiple occasions. As we arrive to the center, the swelling of the violence nearly overwhelms Shirkei and Farnese as we are forced to relive the events of the eclipse once more, and we see Casca's process into becoming the broken doll, a victim of the patriarchal society she lives in. As they finally make it to the heart, we see that it is protected by a bramble barrier curse, which aims to keep Casca safe by not letting her regain sanity, as it would mean eternal pain, but Farnese decides it is worth the risk as they may not get the chance again, and if they don't do it, their journey would be futile. And with that, the nightmare ends, the claws of Femto vanishing and the doll restored. On my first read, I sensed what was coming and the rising emotional state as the complete change of imagery with petals and light had me holding my breath until finally, at the end of the chapter, a mind once torn asunder, restored to a state of sanity, as Casca opens her eyes again. If you didn't cry a little bit seeing this image, then you are heartless, because I won't lie, the waters were flowing. We have to remember that since we last saw Casca properly, it's been roughly 266 chapters, spanning over a decade of writing. This moment is so monumental and unbelievably well executed, and we see all of Casca's trauma, vulnerability, desires, fears laid out in symbolic perfection. Whilst the barrier between her and Guts still exists, this is just fitting with Berserk, as peace is not something Guts will receive at all, or at least for many years. And Miura could have been commenting that even with magic, trauma cannot completely heal, a lesson for real life to help us understand other people better. Overall, Miura was truly crafting peak fiction with this, and all of Berserk anyways, and I still do miss his presence within the current manga, but oh well, we have to keep moving forwards after all. I hope you enjoyed this video, bit of an English teacher analysis of this sequence, but I had to talk about how amazing it truly was. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.